Some ghost stories are all about the jump scares, but the ones that really get under your skin, they do it with atmosphere, with that slow, creeping dread. So today, we're going to pull one of those apart. Let's dive into a masterclass in suspense and see how a truly chilling tale is built, step by terrifying step.
So let me ask you this. It's really the impossible question at the heart of our story. It's a total paradox, right? It's the kind of thing that just hooks you right from the start and sets up a mystery that, well, it pretty much defies all logic.
Okay, so every great ghost story needs a journey into the unknown. And ours begins with two friends, Mohanlal and Harya, just sitting there in the biting cold. And I want you to pay attention to this, because the setting here, it's not just a backdrop. It's really the first character in the story, and its whole vibe is just deeply unsettling.
And here's where it all kicks off. All of a sudden, Mohanlal gets hit with this sudden, really strange urge to go visit his long-lost friend, Bhagat. We're not talking about a casual, hey, let's go on a road trip. No, this feels more like a compulsion, this weird, unexplainable pull towards a place he hasn't been to in years.
And this right here, this is the emotional heart of the whole thing. The journey isn't random at all. You could almost call it a pilgrimage. And it's all because of this incredibly deep friendship. And trust me, this bond is going to be the key that unlocks the entire mystery.
All right, so let's get into the journey itself. This is where you can really see how the story starts to layer in that feeling of dread. Like I said, it's not about cheap jump scares. It's all about building this foundation of unease with these subtle, escalating warnings.
Just look at how this builds. First, it's the weather. This heavy, oppressive fog. Then you get this cryptic warning from a total stranger on the train, kind of hinting that the Hirepur they remember, yeah, that place is gone. And by the time they finally get there at midnight, the station is silent, it's completely empty. The feeling of isolation is just overwhelming.
And just like that, they are completely vulnerable. No cars, no people, nothing. All they've got ahead of them is a long, freezing walk into pure darkness. At this point, the setting isn't just a backdrop anymore. It's basically become the enemy.
So right when things seem absolutely hopeless, a single light appears in the distance. And this is such a classic move in storytelling, right? A beacon of hope. But we're in a horror story here. So the question is that light a sanctuary or is it a trap?
And this is where things get really strange. Finding a tea stall open in the middle of nowhere at midnight, that's weird enough. But then the shopkeeper, he recognizes Mohanlal instantly after all these years, like no time has passed at all. Yeah, the alarm bells are definitely starting to go off.
And then he drops this piece of advice on them. It's this super specific, chilling warning, and he says it with, like, a calm smile. That one line just injects this massive dose of classic folklore horror right into the middle of everything.
So that leaves us with this huge question, doesn't it? Is this guy just a kind, helpful stranger, a guardian in the night? Or is he something way more sinister? The story just leaves you and the characters hanging. Okay, so now we're heading into the final stretch of their journey, a walk through this dense, pitch-black forest. You can feel it, right? All that tension that's been simmering is about to just boil over into pure terror.
And look how the terror is built here. It's done in stages. First, you've got the suffocating darkness. Then, that sudden snap of something breaking behind them, confirming they're not alone. Then, the shopkeeper just reappears, which is so unsettling. And it all leads to them finding this gruesome landmark.
And it turns out that tree, it's not just a weird tree. It's a graveyard. The shopkeeper tells them about this local legend, that on these exact nights, travelers who take this path just vanish. Without realizing it, Mohanlal and Harya have walked straight into a death trap.
But get this, the same guy who just told them about all this danger turns around and gives them this assurance. It's a huge contradiction, right? He's the one who brings the terrifying news, but he also seems to be their only protector from it. Seriously, who is this guy?
So they finally make it. They get to Bhagat's house safe, but definitely shaken. You'd think the physical danger's over, but what they're about to face now is a psychological shock that's, honestly, way more terrifying than any dark forest.
And just watch Bhagat's reaction here. He's not happy to see them. He's not relieved. He is terrified. His first question isn't, "Hey, how are you guys?" It's a panicked, "Wait, how'd you get here?" And that is the moment the entire story just flips on its head.
This is where you see the horrifying disconnect. For Mohanlal and Harya, they just came from a warm, welcoming tea stall with a friendly owner. But for Bhagat,
he knows the truth. That shop? It's been a derelict, abandoned ruin for more than a decade. It's like two completely different realities just crashed into each other.
And there it is, the big reveal. The man who served them tea, the one who gave them that warning, the guide who walked them through the forest and literally saved their lives, he died in an accident 15 years ago.
So the final truth. It turns out it isn't really a story of horror after all. It's about this strange, supernatural loyalty. The shopkeeper was never a monster. He was a guardian spirit. His ghost just stays there, bound by memory and old friendships, showing up to protect people he knew in life from the real dangers of that forest.
And that really leaves you with something to think about, doesn't it? We're so conditioned to fear the supernatural, to see a ghost and immediately think it's a threat. But this story, it just flips that whole idea on its head, asking us to consider that maybe, just maybe, the greatest protection we could ever find might come from beyond the grave.